Welcome to Inside Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones. I'm a military veteran turned filmmaker. I found my creative spark in the military, and now I'm here to help you find yours. Inside Plug is a platform for your voice, stories to be shared, and ideas to flourish. Let's dive in and plug into creativity and entrepreneurship together. Today we have Jamie Hill. She enjoys singing, dancing, and performing for others. She started at a young age where her community had local filmmaking camps that she attended. She has some experience in plays and also choir performances. Jamie, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. All right, so being that we're in just about right in the middle of the summer, let's just jump into it. How has 2024 been treating you?
Actually, 2024, I plan to be my year because once COVID was happening, I decided to start working towards getting my work visa with different things that were like different opportunities that were popping up. I could go in Canada, but I was looking forward to going to the States and working for other countries. So I figured I would start working on the visa for the States. That's coming together, and we moved, and now I have a great room that I'm setting up as a sound room for a voiceover room. So that's exciting. And, we have a lot more space. It just makes my life a lot easier and less stressful. I still have a little dog that likes to bark at a lot of things, so you may hear him once in a while. And those things keep me happy, and I always work towards practicing, different sounds or different characters or reading people and copying what they do. And, always trying to make people laugh anyways, either way. And that's my day, how it goes. I'm glad I was able to get home on time and chat with you.
Nice, thank you. All right, yeah, so you say you been doing like a lot of characters and the voices. So I've just stumbled on your profile. There's a horror film that you were a part of. Could you share a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. Oh gosh, almost 2 years ago, I believe we started crowdfunding 3 years ago because the posts are coming up on my memories now. We started Skinamarink in a small town in Alberta. Edmonton is north of Calgary. Everybody usually hears about Calgary Stampede. Well, Edmonton's known for more of an industrial thing, but we're also known for a lot of space and a lot of great movies. So indie film is wonderful here. It really is. I got a message from someone that was looking for a mom role and had been asked, do you know anybody who would make a good mom? And my name came up. So they asked me, and the ball started rolling for Skinamarink. And in the end, I'm the mom on the bed in Skinamarink that scares everybody. And, if you watch the movie well enough, you will see my face. But you got to watch the whole movie. And you definitely hear me in there too. I have to say some interesting lines. But all in all, a very different movie, very polarized. Some people love it, some people hate it. I just love chatting about it because to me, it's about mental health and anxieties and stresses and views of people at different ages. And I really enjoyed talking to Kyle Ball about how we were going to create the film. So when I got there, I knew what sense that he wanted to create. And we had a lot of fun just in 4 hours filming that, those few scenes. Lots of things were cut up too because it was actually longer in the beginning. But that's how Skinamarink came around, and it came out last year, January 2023.
Nice.
Yeah, now you can find it all over. In the United States, it's at www.skinnamarink.com.
Nice. Definitely go check
Canada, it's a little different. Thank you.
Oh, what were you going to say? You were saying something that's different?
Well, you could also go in Canada. You can't find it on that website, but you can go to Prime and watch it in Canada on Prime.
Nice. All right. Was that your first time filming in Canada?
Oh no, I've spent a lot of time in indie film for the last 5 or 6 years. We've made different 48-hour skits and just little things we do in indie film. And over time, people got to know what kind of character I am. And then I did some more little shorts where I'm usually a mother or, say, an office lady in Higher Universe Pictures. Friends of mine now for quite a few years, over 5 years. We've created a lot of different things. Most of our things you can find on YouTube, Higher Universe Pictures. The first one I did was Hotbox. It was a lot of fun. It was a little indie film, and I got to play a police officer, or a detective, I guess I should say. And the most recent that we just popped out of there is called Grotesque 2. I'm so thrilled for that DVD to come out. You can watch Grotesque 1 already on Tubi. Grotesque 2022. It's not an older one that is very grotesque. This one is a horror comedy, and you'll find it quite funny. I play Nina, and you do hear sort of the higher squeaky voice of Jamie Hill with Grotesque. And Grotesque 2, I'm a little bit different character, so you don't hear me as squeaky. But then in all, that whole group of friends, we really enjoy working together, and we have numerous other little films we've done. I'm Haunted 1, 2, 3. There's different little things we've made for clips, and there's lots of background things you'll see me in, just filling in spaces, because I like to work in front of the camera and behind the camera. Or I did like to. It's a lot harder for me to do some things with my physical abilities changing. My body's not as young as it used to be, and well, my connective tissue doesn't like me, so I've stopped to do that. That's why you'll find that I'm usually sitting in a role, because my ability to walk, run, sit, stand can change over time. So in Skinamarink, I'm sitting on a bed, for example. In Grotesque 2, I'm sitting on a bench. So working with great indie actors and indie film producers, and just great people that you feel like it's a family. We've made over 5 years of different films. You know, I enjoyed every single one.
Nice. That's awesome. So, during this indie filmmaking period, what would you say is some of the obstacles that you had to overcome?
Oh, there's a lot of obstacles with indie film. Usually locations are hard to find, especially with indie film. Finding a place to go can be hard. And in Canada, it can be very cold or very hot, depending on what season you're on. So we filmed in the snow. We filmed in the heat. We filmed in the rain. The heat was the worst because I really can't do heat. I don't feel well in the heat. But, however, I did get a good suntan for a little while and had a good time out in the sun with a group of friends for Grotesque, because we filmed at a campground in the spring, late spring, summer. So that was a great thing. In the winter, however, we filmed, same crew, because we just love filming all the time, every season. We've been in the snow and cold, and that's definitely frozen toes. You know, you got those boots on. As an assistant, I'm cracking open all those little heated shakers so you can put them in the actor's shoes and gloves, and then myself as an actor in it, you're always making sure you're ready and, not looking like you've been freezing cold waiting outside with rosy cheeks when you shouldn't. So there's a few things to get over when you're trying to prepare, but a lot of fun either way.
So as a voiceover actress, when you're I guess when parts are coming to you or you're looking for parts, is it more of the story or is it more of the character, would you say, that's helping you decide?
I would say it's a little bit of both. The character, I love a challenge for a character. So I feel like I have a big range from, I got kid voices that could pop out of me and an old lady voice and a witch voice. But when it comes to a role, if it makes me feel uncomfortable, I'll think about it and talk it through and possibly challenge it. But I won't go to a certain distance if it just doesn't work. So not every role could work. I'd have to think about it.
All right. All right. So where's a place that people can look for your work to follow you to see what's your next project that you're working on?
Well, I'm certainly on IMDb again. I have Instagram is at JAIME.Hill HILL.VO. And that's my biggest social media thing. I am on TikTok now. I'm setting up a space in my basement for an actual office and TikTok space. So looking forward to getting that more up and coming. So if you're on TikTok, you'll find Jamie, aka me. I'm in there usually with voiceover or talking about horror films.
Nice. So for I think this I like this kind of question. So for voiceover acting, right? So if you have multiple characters and you do a multiple characters vice one character, would you prefer one or the other, or do you kind of like the challenge of, both?
I don't mind too. I totally don't mind too, because I'm 47. I know I don't sound 47, but at least I think I sound like an adult when I talk at a normal tone. So I can play a role like that. But I've also been like a witch, and I kind of really think of the witch is like an older lady, and I always picture her with her face drawn down. So her voice comes out very different. So she'll be like in front of a cauldron or something, because I do scare acting at haunted houses during Halloween just for volunteer. And it's my voice that they like. Because I'm a little old lady who's going to convince you to come walking right in front of my gate. And, and then there's like a little girl who could be like afraid of who's coming ahead. Please, don't hurt me. And a little girl like, I don't know, Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph. So I just pop out with different things. So as long as there's not too many, I really enjoy doing that. It started when my mom read me stories as a kid. She always had different voices. And I did that with my kids. So it always just kept going. So that's where all the voice practice came from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was actually my next question. Maybe you can add on more to it. Who or what inspired you to pursue voiceover acting?
Wow. I really liked puppets growing up. So I had sock puppets and paper bag puppets. I grew up in BC, not like I was not rich. I grew up in Vancouver, and, I appreciated the small stuff, especially with the yummy tub of ice cream or whatever my mom would get us. She was the best for just doing things that we enjoyed. Well, one of the things was making voices and reading storybooks and going to the libraries. I had a lot of fun learning stuff, so I read a lot of stuff, and just kept going with choir in school and finding group activities. My mom was great at that. set me up with group activities to practice different things like camera work. I think I was only like 11. It was just like spring break stuff. I just started out in building, and, I used to be very, very shy. I'm neurodivergent, so I usually stick to myself. But I can be an extrovert when I want to be, and I am very much now because, well, I'm almost 50. It's been a lot of progression through my life, through mental health, and, your ability with mental health grows every day as you're learning. And I think you're better off as the years come by. That's why you just got to keep, like Finding Nemo, just keep swimming, swimming. And, I like to encourage that. So you'll find me doing voiceover. I did some free voiceover for someone that was talking about mental health topics. It's always going to be there. I used to work in mental health. I was a psychiatric aide. It was the best. But it was very hard work on my body. And, well, when I was a teenager, I didn't wear a seatbelt, and I broke my body. And now I can't do stuff like that anymore. But I can certainly talk. And I can certainly make voices because they just sort of pop out of my head. So I'm here to show that mental health is a progress. It's a process that you progress through. And as the years go by, it's easier as you're getting the assistance and the friends and the group chat, because it's really about how you think, make you feel happy, and continue on. And every day is a day, because life goes really fast, really, really fast. I loved all the stuff I learned. My mom put me in acting lessons when I was a teenager. That's how I got into my first doing background stuff, which was Stay Tuned, which was way back in the 90s, and was John Ritter and Pam Dauber. It was a lot of fun. I got to be in the wrestling scene, out in the crowd, but right in the front. So met John Ritter, just loved it, and just kept on going. I went to Real Teens Acting when I was a kid at New Image, which is not around anymore, but there is one down on the coast, and it just kept on building. Took a break, but decided to become a mom, and, things in the 90s didn't really do much. So I turned 40 and decided that, it was time for me to go because my kids had moved out. So here I go. It's been 7 years, and no one's stopping me.
There you go. You're doing it. We're glad you're here.
I'm doing it.
All right. So what would you say is a good, so for our listeners, right? So they're inspired. They're looking to pursue voiceover acting. What is a movie or TV show, or maybe even a book, that you would recommend for them?
Oh, gosh. So the first few movies that really intrigued me were Pete's Dragon. I think it came out in the 70s. I can't remember. That was one of the first sort of movies that showed a cartoon dragon with characters. I love the green screen. Now I have the most amazing little room with a green screen. So that influenced that. Fraggle Rock was the puppets. And Sesame Street. Like the two of those. I'm in Canada. So I had Sesame Street, and then I also had, this cute little lamb who came around, and I just loved his little lamb was just the best little thing. I actually have some now.
Lamb chops?
Yes, lamb chop. She sang, and she made puppets fun. And CBC also had different, and PBS, the public broadcasting system in Canada, put out different shows with the puppets. And that's what got me going in the puppets, because it was a private channel that you always got. You turn your TV on, you only get 3 channels. But you always had Lamb Chop. You always had the actual, ironically, Skinamarink crew. Sharon, Lewis, and Bram, who are Canadian, and Skinamarink's name is that name only because it's nostalgic like it. Definitely not funny in a little song like that. So those little things mixed together, and me practicing voices, because I was usually on my own because, well, I sounded like this. Not every kid was very nice to me in the night. So I would be watching people and pretending they were saying some conversation to make it a joke, make it funny, making others laugh, usually my brother. And life continued like that. And I got a lot of practice. So add 25 years after all that acting lessons. And life's given me so many different opportunities. It's made me who I am. And now I'm thrilled to do anything to do with film and mental health and voiceover. If it's anything with mental health, my heart goes to it, and it's all me. And you'll find uniquely me, authentically me, because mental health is serious. And I hated in the 90s how it wasn't taken that way. So I'm here.
That's awesome. That is so beautiful to hear. Like, thank you so much for sharing that. Is there anything you want listeners to take away from this conversation?
If I could tell listeners one thing, is take one day at a time, even in one moment at a time, but always sleep on it and wake up the next day, a new day. Put a positive thought into your day and just keep on climbing, because the light's there. It will get brighter as you feel happier. Find those positive thoughts, even if you put stickies around your house, or if you're lucky enough to have some supports who are going to say it verbally, or record it yourself and tell Google to tell you. All those positive things make you feel happy hormones, the chemicals in our bodies that we're supposed to have, and drink a lot of water, of course, and a good diet works, and exercise, and you can feel better. So that's what I would tell everybody.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for tuning into Inside Plug. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it inspiring. Remember, every journey begins with a single step, and every creator has a story worth sharing. If you love what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on InsidePlug.com. Your feedback helps us bring you more content. Until next time, keep creating. Devon Jones signing off. Stay inspired. Jamie, thank you so much.
You're welcome. There. True story. I got bullied.